What are the best team building activities for work? When we talk about team building, people always ask, well, what are some practical things that I can do, that you can do tomorrow to build the team? We're going to show you those right away. What is the one key strategy or one key team building activity that will really bring positivity back into the team? We'll show you that as well. You're going to love it. Let's go. So to begin, we've got to build the team. There's nothing more important. Everything starts with building a team. If I'm going to start a project, I build the team. If I'm going to do a homework assignment, I build the team. If I'm going to start a family, I'm going to build the team. If I'm in an accident and the roof caves in and there's people with me, before I run somewhere, I'm going to build the team and work together to get out. Like, everything starts with building a team. So it is paramount, because it's easy to be good, but it's hard to be good together. But you have to be good together to do big things. And I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you're doing big things. And so you must build that team. So here are some tips and tricks that I know you're going to love. So if you want people to like working together, you have to get them to like each other. And here are some, these are remarkable. So write this down, please, unless you're driving. People like people that they're like. People like people that they know. People like people that they're next to. And people like people that they trust. So there are some key things that we can do right off the bat. We must know each other in order for us to like people that are like us, because most of the time we find out we're not too different from each other, right? So we must start to dig in and do some of these exercises so that we can get to know each other. And remember, people like people that they're next to, which means that we need proximity. Again, and I've talked about this before, let's get rid of as many walls and doors as you possibly can. Have proximity, work together when possible, do things together, go to lunch together, do team building events together, be together, because people like people they're next to. And people like people that they trust. So what can you do about that? Well, again, if you want to trust somebody, you have to know them. And so there are some key ways to get to know people, and I'm going to tell you them in order right now. Actually, I was wrong. This is what I'm going to do right now. Like, do you know me? Am I like you a little bit? Do you trust me? And are we together on these videos? If so, I think we've built some trust and build this community together. So please like and subscribe below and comment whenever you feel like it's time. So here we go. Number one, this is what I call the positive comments exercise. This is what you do. If you have a team, they just need to trust you through this. There's nothing crazy. There's no trust falls, right? But you get them in a group, in a circle. You say, okay, what we're going to do, very few people know how well thought of they are amongst the team, meaning that people think pretty highly of them and they don't know it, and it causes friction. So we don't need any crying. We don't need, anything that's, definitely don't want anything that's inappropriate, but we want people to really open up and to share what do you like best, or what is the positive comment that you have for the person to your right or to your left. You can go in whatever direction you want, but you'll model this for them, and you'll say, okay, I'll start. And you turn to the person to the right, and you would say something like this. And let's say their name was John. John, or you don't even have to say it that formal. John, I have really noticed that when it comes time to lean into a project, you're always there, and you are always very supportive, and I can see that you really care. That makes me feel seen. That makes me feel like you really, really do care about this team. I feel like you're an all-in team player, and I respect you very much, and I want to say thank you. And then John would say, thank you, right? And so it doesn't have, there was nothing inappropriate about that. There was nothing too mushy. Nobody cried. It doesn't mean you can't, but it's definitely something that they wanted to hear. Even if they say, oh, I'm not into this, they're into it, right? Everybody wants to hear that, even if it's a little uncomfortable. But at the end, what you're going to do is get people to realize, wow, I had no idea people like me this much. And it's going to bring connection and trust into that team and start to heal any friction that might have already been there. So that's the positive comments exercise. Number two, personal histories. This one was taught to me by Patrick Lencioni, not in person, but through a video. So this is what you do. You get the same group, same kind of setting with the group around the table. You say, hey, we're going to share something relevant from our histories that we think the people in this room would like to know or would benefit from knowing that would help them understand me better? And again, it totally needs to be appropriate. It doesn't need to be anything super difficult. It really just needs to be something that you're comfortable sharing. So let me give you an example. One time we were going around and there was this project manager that was just a pain in the butt to deal with. And he was always like, get 3 quotes. I'm not approving that. Why is that so expensive? And we were like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to go steal stuff and buy it instead of getting this approved through the project manager. It was causing friction and actually some dislike. So we went through this activity and we got to him and he happened to break down in tears, but he was like, I saw my parents start a business and struggle for like, he didn't see him struggle for 40 years, but I saw him struggle for about 20 years. And now it's been about 40 years of them being in this business where they're just barely scraping by. And I see the struggle and I see the heartache on their marriage. And this is the point where he got emotional. And he was like, I don't want that for anyone here. And so you might think I'm a pain in the butt with finances, but I just want to make sure that we build this job right. We are able to fund everybody's bonuses and you get what you need. And how do you think the rest of us responded? Like, we were like, screw you. No, we were like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, I understand. Hey, I'm fine to get 3 quotes. I'm fine to come talk to you. Like, it just tore down some walls and we started to connect as a team in a remarkable way. And I was just like, wow, this is so powerful. And you're going to learn things about people in this that will really help you to connect. So that's called the personal histories exercise. Number 3, a lot of people really diss on like trust falls or hikes or team building events. If you're just doing it to go mess around and spend company money, hey, maybe that's not the thing we should do. But teams grow when they do something hard together. That can either be done at work or it can be done in like a team building activity. When teams do hard things together, and that's why sometimes people will say, hey, we're going to go rock climbing or we're going to go camping or we're going to go do this obstacle course. Because the exterior environment is hard, the hardness or the friction inside the team starts to subside, and then the team starts to rely on each other in more impactful ways to do this hard thing. And then they realize they can rely on each other all the time. And it starts to build those relationships. So if you ever really want to build a team, also consider do something hard together where you're forced, not in inappropriate settings, but like forced to come together and rely on each other as a team. And the last one, number 4, just spend time together. I remember a project manager and a superintendent that just did not get along. And they were butting heads pretty bad. It was bad. And one of my suggestions was, hey, can you two just go out to lunch every week? And they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. The first time they went, they took their phones and their work. I'm like, hey, no, don't do that. Nothing. In fact, if you want to, leave your phone behind. Just go connect and talk and get to know each other. And week after week, even though it was rough after the first little bit, they started to get to know each other and started to connect and they started to team up. And so if you're having trouble, get the people together and see if they can get into settings where they can work it out and start to build some trust. So there's many more. If you want more, you can put it in the comments and ask. But these are some tools that you can use to build your team. And so all of this comes together with practice. And I will say that there's 5 key behaviors of a team, and that's to build trust, start to trust each other to where you'll have healthy conflict, make decisions together, hold each other accountable, and perform. But really, there's 4 stages of a team. And those stages are forming, where you're coming together, storming, where you're like kind of stepping on each other's toes, norming, where you're starting to like really like synchronize as a team, and then performing. That's where everybody's jamming. Now in the forming stage, you're just kind of coming together. In the storming phase, you are going to have some friction, right? Okay. And then in that stage, you need a leader to start doing these team building activities to start to pull the team together. And then when you start norming, that's when people start to trust each other and it's starting to take effect. And the leader's still involved, but they're more starting to trust and follow each other. And then in the final stage, the team is following the goal, not the leader. Meaning, like now the team is finally connected, right? My point is you'll never be a team if you don't get past the storming phase. So I hope some of these activities can help you soothe, calm down, and really start to build that team so that everyone can come together. And I will link you to these processes, the outlines to these below. And I really hope you're able to use them because they're quite remarkable. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.